And welcome back, class, to Star Wars The Old Republic. I'm Snapwave. This here is Arpiton, and our little buddy T7 wants to have a talk with us. You can see Dimmer's actually on his way out to join us for the next leg of our story, but let's see what T7 wants first. Oh, I remember Shafu, especially because his
Shafu was
name
that
is
Rodian
like
slaver you told me about. The one who
combination
changed his ways and started working for Master Zalo.
between Shaft and Snafu. Yep, I remember that. What did you find?
Don't keep me in suspense.
Okay, yeah, cool. Oh no, Imperial spies in the Jedi Council? What a shock! Whoa, it blew up. Not accidental, is it?
Sounds like he was onto something. And someone killed him for it.
Uh-oh. Something shady's going on. I smell a quest. Or not.
That report could be crucial to the Republic war effort. Let me know as soon as you piece it back together.
Yeah, I guess not. Alright, well, that was kind of pointless. Anyway, we are waiting for Dimmer to arrive. And while we do that, I'm just going to go and... Have anything I need to? No, I've only got stuff that I need right now. That's for Kira. Let's just look around the ship for a little bit, see if anything exciting is happening here. Usually the answer to that is no, nothing exciting is happening here.
Welcome back, Master. Your vessel is in flawless condition naturally.
Thanks, C2. Oh yeah, I have to use the holo terminal, so I can't forget to do that. Let's use the holo terminal. What do you want, holo terminal? What do you want, General Vars? Suck it.
General, we got a little scorched, but we're inside Angel's battlecruiser.
Yes, I knew you could do it. Now to end that Sith for good.
Won't
Someone
be that
has to.
simple. The sensor logs of Angel's warship reveal he's amplified the vessel's reactors. That's a little trick he learned from me when I was interrogated by his spy on Taris. Blast his truth serums and mind probes.
Mind
Flying
probes?
the desolator weapon will necessitate overloading at least
I
3
guess they're better
Jedi
than most other
reactor
kinds of
relays.
probe.
No simple task.
Interface with warship computers. Alright, fine.
General,
You do it.
Doctor, my team's moving out. We'll save Tython, or die trying.
Don't even think that. I expect us all to reach a ripe old age. Your signal's breaking up.
May the what?
Ingril's jamming our transmissions. He's coming for us.
What was he gonna say? General Varsuthra could have had something really important to say there. Man. Alright, fine.
Thanks for the vote of confidence, T7. Be careful out there.
Don't die. Alright, Dimmer's at the airlock. Woya? Way. Alright, let's go get to business. And there's Dimmer right there. And his companion, Kaizen Fess, one of the nicer companions, I think. Kira Carson, of course, hanging out there. Let's go see what we need to get done in here. What's this stuff? Oh, there's a droid here in case you need it. I don't. I'm good, I think. Field Fortitude, Stim, 42 for 60. I think that's the best one I can get right now. Yep. Alright, let's put on Force Might. Get our Stim on. Rock and roll. In space. Now then. I'm sure that Dimmer is going to be a huge help. He is a Jedi Sage. Oops. There we go. Hi there.
And stay down.
You keep trying that, don't you? But you're just not having a lot of luck with it. It's a big cleaver Kaizen's carrying around. Pretty fancy stuff if you ask me. Alright. We're going to focus on just trying to make sure that everybody's attacking me, because that's what a tank does. Also, I'm going to hack down on his health, because I'm a jerk like that to enemies. Plus we've got Kaizen to off-tank, which I think is quite handy, actually. Come here. Come here, you. You too. Okay, good.
Lightsaber jerk.
Now the secret I've found to successfully soloing, at least as a tank, is to keep your controls in order. So, for example, I can laugh that guy up while the other two beat on him. And, well, I might show you later if we have an enemy worth showing off those skills. Just gonna let Kira heal up a little bit there. There we go. Alright, and in we go. Hello! Bonk. See, there's the first interruption. And then beyond that, I have different ways that I can interrupt the enemy. Here's one now, like that. That's another way that you can interrupt whatever they're trying to do. Plus I've got this... Well, actually, the stun I already showed you. Depends on the level of the enemy, you can also lift them up like that, and this will interrupt what they're doing, which is fairly handy, in my opinion. So anyway, as you can see... Oh, wait a minute. What the heck? Okay, right, alright, good. So I just decided, I guess, to go for a little detour there. Let's go this way first, Dimmer. Come along with us. Bonk. And you're dead. I know I don't get to do much damage, but I can take a good amount of it. And Kira is pretty good at dishing it out. Mark 4 or 5 power guard. Ain't no thing. See, there we go. I've got this ability, which is quite handy. When I use Blade Storm, what it does is give me this ability called Blade Ward, or something like that. And the purpose of that is it absorbs damage for a little while, which very, very useful. Alright, Angrel's Ravager Droid. Here we go! Now let's see what he tries to do to us. First, let's just interrupt him. That also prevents him from using his attack for the next few seconds, which may not seem like a whole lot, but trust me, it's noticeable. Stun him. See, we're just cycling through our ways of interrupting the enemy. We don't need to as much with these enemies because they're not so tough. Ah, there we go. Arpiton's way with technology. Oh, hi, hello. Please pay attention to me. I'm the one you're fighting. Me. Not them. Just me. And who the heck are you? Oh, that's Dimmer's other companion. I could not tell. It looks like we've got some more. And on lower level enemies, I could even just use, what was I gonna say? I can even just use Force Sweep, which will stun them briefly, which is often enough. Nope, power guard, gotta make sure that works. attention to him, otherwise he will attack other people. Anyway, that's enough talk about game mechanics. Let's talk about what else is going on. Let me tell you about my first world problems today. It was my first week as a TOC, that's Teacher on Call. You probably know them as substitute teachers. Which is fine, I'm enjoying it, I'm having a good time with it. I like teaching, like working with kids. The issue, well, the commute is a big part of the issue. That's about 45 minutes to an hour away from most of my schools where I'd be working. Which isn't too bad. I got a car, you know, but it's not the most reliable car. Anyway, so this morning, last night really, there was a snowstorm for the first time in quite a long time here in the Greater Vancouver region. And weather tends to be colder in the first place by Surrey, where I work. So there's quite a bit of snow, and I got the lovely experience of going for a 70-minute drive through a snowstorm with windshield wipers not quite working. And of course, nobody around here has any idea how to drive in winter, which is kind of annoying, plus extremely dangerous. Did I say extremely? I meant, like, incredibly dangerous. But I managed to survive that experience, and, you know, got through it. Everything was fine. Got to the school, did some teaching. One student wandered off to go to the washroom, as they often do. So you can't say no in a lot of situations, especially if you're dealing with, for example, a female student. They may have a very good reason why they need to go to the washroom at that point. Anyway, she never came back, which, I don't know, maybe you guys who are students or who have never taught don't think that's a big deal. But the reality of the situation is that a teacher is working in loco parentis, which means in the place of a parent. During the time that a student is in our class, we are essentially their parents. They're legally responsible for their welfare. So when you're skipping a class, you know, to you that's something fun to do. To the teacher, that's a bit of a nightmare. The teacher gives any bit of a shit about students, which most good teachers do. Because you could be anywhere and anything could be happening to you, and that's bad enough. But in addition to that, if something happens to you, it's the teacher's fault. Legally. Which maybe you're thinking, awesome, I hated my teacher. But, you know. Keep in mind, guys, I'm also a teacher. Hello! But, you know, that's not really that big of a deal. I had to call the office and say, you know, this student's here. And that looks bad on me as a TOC, because it makes me look sort of like I don't know what I'm doing. And, that's not the case. You know what I'm doing? I'm a pretty good teacher, pretty good at handling various situations. But, you know, when a kid wanders off, the admin assume the worst of a TOC. Which sucks, but that's the way life goes. Alright, so that was fine. That was no big deal. Interrupt you, sir. I'm gonna let you finish. Just kidding, I'm not gonna let you finish. I didn't use that, but I felt like it. As you can see, a combination of a sage and my blade ward and healing and all of that stuff, I am pretty unstoppable at the moment, which is nice. Alright, so by the time I was finished writing notes and hanging around long enough for it to look like I wasn't just bolting out of there right at when school ended, which of course any sane person does anyway, but you know, you have to keep up appearances as a TOC. even if you don't have anything else to do. You have to sort of hang around for at least 15 minutes after the end of classes. I don't need that. Right, so where are we in this mission? Ah, we need to go back up here. Would have been nice to know that. So I did my hanging around time. I got, you know, all that stuff done. Oh, hi. And then it was time to head home, and I went outside, and the weather had changed. It was no longer a snowstorm. Now it was a torrential downpour. Which, you know, awesome. And the GPS, I need a GPS because I work at, there are about 50 different schools in that district. The GPS was convinced that this little side street in the middle of a suburb was going to connect me to the freeway. Naturally it didn't, and when it took me around to that same road a second time, I thought, well, you know what, screw this, and I got out a map like some kind of caveman and figured out the route myself. But that took up extra time, and while I was doing that, of course, the half-melted snow and ice slush was being sprayed on my car on the side of the road by every passing car, which is not pleasant. But you know what? It's a 95 Intrepid. I'll deal with it. I'll just clean it off. It's not that big of a deal. But in the torrential downpour, of course, you can't really see much. Ah, Chief Susuke, but not Sosuke, unfortunately. Hi. Ow, that wasn't very nice. You're getting interrupted. You should be attacking me, sir. Over here. Yes, thank you. Not that it matters, you're dead. You're done. Yeah. Honey Aristocrat's hat. I don't really need that. Great. What was I saying? Right, so I get onto the highway, eventually get onto the freeway. The rain immediately intensifies. I told you, I'm going to tell you about my first world problems, and you're just going to have to deal with it. Or just stop watching. I mean, the choice is entirely yours, but there's not a whole lot going on right now in terms of story. It's just killing enemies on our way to whatever happens next. Over here. Oops. Forgot to get this control panel. Immediately, as soon as I get onto the freeway, a semi-truck roars up and merges in front of me. Another one roars up and stays beside me, and another one roars up from the left lane, and then a fourth one comes up behind me. So I'm completely boxed in. 100% boxed in. On the freeway. Can't see anything in the torrential downpour. Of course, you know, at freeway speeds also. Yeah, it's just a nightmare. An hour of that. Yeah, you think your little lightning impresses anybody? It doesn't. Shooting lasers out of your sword? Now that's badass. Alright, so I got home. This story is not done yet. You wish it was, but that story is not done yet. Finally get off the freeway, finally get home. And I see that my usual parking spot is free. I don't pay for a parking spot, but there are some spots that I usually take. Wow, they're getting a lot of stuff for a sage in this here Jedi Knight story phase. Right. Anyway, so I have to go around the block because the parking spot is westbound, and I am turning right, or going straight. I can't turn right and then go into a westbound parking spot, because turning right would be eastbound. And so I had to go around the block, and when I come around, I pull up to the car in front of this parking spot, and I put on my blinker, I start backing in, and a goddamn smart car roars into the spot, nose first, right behind me. I lean on the horn because screw that shit. And a middle-aged woman and her decrepit ancient husband got out, both clad in fur, and just serenely, completely ignore the consequences of their action. Must be nice being rich. And an asshole. Anyway, that's my first world problem story, and we're at the end of this episode. In the next one, we're going to talk to Darth Angral, and I'm sure that won't end in a fight. Until then, all the best.